What's up, those CamelHorder11 here, and today we're looking at a couple older MLP comics, one from the Friends Forever series and two from the main series, and we're looking at a couple newer final figures, whatever you want to call them, Applejack and Big Macintosh. So let's get started with the comics since they're up here in the front, and we'll start with the main series, issue number... Let's see what numbers they are. 15 and 16, so they should actually be in this order. Now, there's a lot of cool variant covers. These are just, this one's retailer incentive, and this one is cover A. So it just really depends on where you go to get them. Usually covers A and B are going to be the common ones you get. I particularly liked these two simply because they had to do with the story, and they just look cool. They got this really cool bookworm. It looked more like Alien or whatever, but it is a bookworm, as is confirmed in the inside the book in the story, and it's really fun. And actually, what these two comics and this Friends Forever have to do with, all have sort of a common theme, is Twilight and her books. In the main series, Twilight's books are getting eaten by this bookworm, and her, Pinky, Rainbow, and Rarity have to travel through all the books to sort of stop it. And while they do this, they have to sort of rewrite the books as the bookworm eats them, and it's really fun to see, their unique twists on, classic stories that you might know. They go into a lot of different genres and a lot of different pop culture references. They go into the fantasy world of Lord of the Rings, they go into the Star Trek sci-fi, they go into like Adventure Daring Do, which in itself is a parody of Indiana Jones, and a lot of other things. There's small little references with the different ponies. There's a part where all the characters from the book go into Ponyville as the books are getting destroyed, so you see different characters there. You see like Game of Thrones characters, you see a bunch of different like princess and villains from like different things like Snow White. I think one of the villains is the main villain, I guess you'd say, that isn't the bookworm. The other one, she reminds me of a princess from, or the evil princess. I don't know if she's a princess, but anyway, the villain from Sleeping Beauty. She reminds me of her, but a lot of cool references in there. So I think you'll enjoy this. And it's not it's not necessarily references for the sake of references. They all sort of play a part. They're all telling a story, and there's like, oh yeah, it's a neat little homage to see. And it's not like it's just like, oh hey, look at this. Which, it kind of sounds like that's a bad thing, but it's not always a bad thing. And a great example of that is in the Friends Forever, which is Friends Forever number 4, featuring Twilight and Shining Armor. And it's really, I really do enjoy this issue a lot, just because it's super relatable, because I'm the older brother in my relationship with my sister, and it's you do always, no matter what you say or what you think, or how much you may fight, you really do care about your siblings, and sometimes it's tough when you're like in a different state or in a different country, or I guess in different towns in Twilight and Shining Armor's case. It really is a relatable story, and again, it's told in an interesting way with Twilight and her books. They're not her books this time; they're just the books in Canterlot and the Canterlot Library. But it's interesting, and I don't want to spoil too much, except that there is an awesome Mario Brothers reference, and if you don't catch it, then you're not reading it, or you're not looking at the pictures, because the Mario Bros. Reference is awesome, and it keeps popping up. It pops up like 3 or 4 different times, and it's just really entertaining. The first time you just see them, but then they start getting some dialogue, and it's like, wow, that's really awesome dialogue. So all around enjoyable comics, and I can't wait to see what both the main series and the Friends Forever series do in the future. I am a couple issues behind, so I do own them all, so I'm looking at the covers and I'm getting really hyped and really excited for the continuing main series, because it looks like there's a lot of Star Swirl, and I'm really excited for that. So let's jump into these vinyl figures. These are available at Hot Topic. Oh, and I didn't mention the price of the comics. They are $4.99 each. And again, that varies from where you get them, but the base IDW price is $4.99. So these are Hot Topic exclusives for the time being, and let's just get them here on screen, and I'll open them up so you guys can see what they look like fully, but just get them on camera first. You got Big Mac and Applejack, and like I said, these are Hot Topic exclusives for the time being. They're, I believe, around $18 or $16 to $18 at Hot Topic. Again, depends. If you get them online, you got to pay for shipping. Get them in store, you don't, and all that stuff. I usually recommend getting these as soon as you can, really, because they start to get a little bit harder to find, at least at Hot Topic. I remember I didn't buy Lyra when it came out, and then I had the hardest time finding her when eventually one of my parents found it at a Hot Topic, like totally far away from where we live. So it was really cool of them, but and they do raise in price too. Like it was around like $20 something or something outrageous like that. So it really try to get these as soon as you can if you're interested in collecting them, and if you're not, then it's whatever. But let's open these up and see what you're getting. And these were actually, I don't want to say leaked, but they were like revealed a while ago that there was going to be an Applejack with her hat and a big Macintosh. So these aren't anything like that we weren't expecting. It was just a matter of like when are we going to get them, and they were up for pre-order for a little bit, and then they were released pretty shortly after the pre-orders went out. So I was really surprised to see them come pretty quickly, even after the Twilight and Trixie ones were released. So this is Applejack. And in the original pictures I saw of her, she looked a little more shiny, and that kind of turned me off because it wasn't consistent with all the rest of them. But I'm happy with the final color. She looks just like she does on the show, and in terms of colors anyway. And she's got her hat here, and the hat looks really nice, bent, curved around the ears. And I'm surprised, like Hasbro especially hasn't really caught on with the whole giving Applejack her hat thing. 'Cause that's sort of something that defines her. It's like you wouldn't sell a Woody toy from Toy Story without his hat, because his hat's part of his character. He's a cowboy, and a lot of times cowboys are defined by their hats. So, I don't know, I'm glad they decided to go with the hat this time. It's really impressive, and it gives it a little unique twist. Pegasi have their wings, and unicorns have their horns, and, Trixie got her hat, so it's nice to see Applejack with her hat. Her hair looks nice too. It curves up towards the front here, and her tail and her hair is normal, like her hair down here, her mane, her tail. It's all looking good. Her cutie marks on both sides. I like to cover this every time just to mention it, because not all of them have cutie marks on both sides. I think now they started to consistently get them on both sides, but like I said, some of the first ones didn't. And then you got the My Little Pony logo on the bottom here, and that's Applejack for you. It's really nice, especially if you're collecting only the main 6 in particular. What have they got so far? I think they're only missing Rarity, and that might be it. I'm trying to think. They released Fluttershy, Rainbow, they released Pinky, now they got Applejack, and they did Twilight. So yeah, the only main 6 missing is Rarity, and I'm really interested to see how they handle her mane, because personally I think she has one of the more complicated mane styles, and I'm really intrigued. So let's get Big Mac, and wow, the boxes were the same size, but he is a lot beefier, bulkier, heavier than Applejack, and I think he looks really good. And this is the first stallion model that we've seen for like this big bulky style stallion. Dr. Hooves has been released before, but he is a small, more like mare type design. It's not exactly like this, I don't think, and even if it is, like I said, it's really small compared to Big Macintosh, and he's even got his little, I'm gonna call it a leash or a collar. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's to help him plow the fields or something. I don't know. But anyway, he's got his little defining thing here, and it's really cool. It's painted properly, and he's got his cutie mark again on both sides. He's even got his like exposed hooves. And I just think this looks awesome. The tail reminds me like exactly like Dr. Hooves' tail, and then his mane also looks really good. He even looks good from the front view, in my opinion. And again, you got the pony logo on the bottom. So I think these are some of the most better quality painted figures. Like there are a couple issues like hiccups. Towards the middle of so far, like Bon Bon had a couple hiccups, I think, in the painting, and whichever one came with Bon Bon Spitfire, she had some design flaws, I think. But these two look really good, and they definitely get my seal of approval. I can't wait to put them up with all the other ones, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Camera Hoarder 101 out.